Hi.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi.
You sound sick.
Are you okay?
No.
It sounds like you've got a strong case of the death.
I'm kind of craving it right now, I'll be honest.
Do you need the cart?
Do I need
Did you get that joke?
no.
Okay. So there's this parody thing where someone was coughing and being sick and saying, I don't want to go on the cart because they're being wheeled away in the Black Death.
I'm gonna lie, the cart would hit different right now.
Yep. Okay. Starting with Chi-Chi.
Sorry, I'll mute.
So you're traveling through the forest on Raditz's back.
Yes. Once we've been going for maybe around half an hour. Hey, where are you taking us?
This way.
What is this way?
Not that way. We can go this way if you want. I just figured if we kept going in a direction, we would eventually hit something.
I think we're far enough away to stop for a minute and think about what we're doing.
Okay.
Oh look, it's my friend Barty. Okay, yeah, no one got that joke. Never mind.
I don't know why, but it triggered a key memory and I'm not sure what it was. Do you ever hear something from your childhood and you're not sure what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I heard you doing that voice and it just sounded like Barney the dinosaur.
Ah, that's it.
Yeah. Like when you were doing that voice, that's what came to mind.
This is
So that's
Raditz
why
the
I made the
talking
joke.
horse.
Oh, cool.
So I've got a talking horse now.
That's pretty cool.
Does he stop?
Yep.
Chi-Chi will hop off.
Alright.
Actually, before she hops off, can she do like a scan of the area?
Looks fairly clear at the moment.
Alright. Then yeah, she's gonna hop off and I want to take a quick look over Raditz and see if anything stands out as being odd for a horse.
Um, make me a perception check.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but he can
Huh.
talk. And that's kind of weird.
Gets a nat one. Oh, no, that seems normal. But I actually got a nat 20, so
It's actually quite strange for a
You're-
horse to be pre-saddled, ready to go from the get-go.
especially a talking horse, huh?
Indeed. And he said your name earlier. You've not told anyone your name.
As she's kind of 360ing around him, taking a look. So, what were you in that town for?
I was waiting for the bell killer.
Did you know who it was going to be?
Not really.
Then how do you know my name? She is ready to dash away if needed.
Fuck!
Who are you? And what do you want?
My name is Raditz. I'm a talking horse. I don't want to be made into lasagna.
Who told you to do this?
A man with pointy teeth named Rahadin.
Rahadin. I haven't heard of anyone by that name. What do they want with me?
They wanted you to get the symbol and then to go to the castle.
This seems rather elaborate.
Please don't let him eat me.
Do you know where he is right now? Was he around town? Or are we heading there?
Nay, I have no idea where he is. Nor where we are. I was just heading that way.
Do you feel drawn to that direction?
No. I just feel drawn away from that direction. He gestures back to where the town was. They looked like they were going to kill us.
They probably were. How long have you been aware of yourself?
All my life. Ever since the day my mother and my father took me out of the field.
Who are your mother and father?
Linen and Raga.
Sorry, what was the first name?
Linen.
Lennon and Raga.
They brought me out of the Druid's Grove.
The Druid's Grove? I'm assuming that wasn't in Barovia.
No, it was.
There are druids here?
Yes. Somewhere.
Are they trapped here as well?
I don't know. I just learned to speak.
Ah, I'm sorry for overwhelming you.
I'm going to be in so much trouble.
Do you do you think you could find them again? The druids.
Maybe.
If that's where you came from, then maybe you'll be safe there.
They'll find me first. The horse's legs are trembling.
I'll
Don't
walk
want to
over and
intrude
stroke
too.
his neck.
Question: does Chi-Chi really have a good opinion of druids?
Better than vampires. I know that druids do plant stuff, which is not anything that fits here. So
And
maybe they're
the only
good.
the only druid you ever met was the pixie.
Well,
Okay, you decide.
Oh
Just
my
wanted to
god,
remind you.
are vampires worse than druids in her mind?
Yeah.
Did she walk into Barovia and go, oh my god, these vampires suck, at least they're not druids?
I think more of the pixie trickster nature than druids themselves. I'm sure I've met
Okay.
druids. Have I met druids?
I can think of a single druid that you've met outside of that.
What type of person were they?
Tell me, what sort of person was your mother? She had 2
Crazy?
druid levels.
Okay.
I thought she was a ranger.
Yeah. She had, I believe, 7 or 8 levels all up.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
I thought the druid you're gonna mention was the hag.
Well, that was the first one they met. That's where
No, the
they
pixie
got
was.
the druid levels. Sorry, no, that was from the pixie. You haven't met
You know
a hag druid yet.
what about the one that was like chasing her on the skull
I don't
thing?
think that counts as meeting yet.
I don't know what they're about. I
Sure you
just know
do.
they had a freaky
Murder.
house with legs and they were chasing me in a giant skull.
I think you can pretty firmly determine that they're about murder at this point in time.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Danger,
That skull seemed pretty friendly.
definitely.
It did
It
seem like
was
a comfy skull
smiling
to
very
sit in.
broadly.
Exactly. And if you smile, there's no way you can be evil.
Source, the Joker.
Exactly. Source, trust me, bro.
Just saying, till now vampires have been nicer to you than druids.
Well, they've both killed your brother.
Surprise. Anyway, well, this landscape is very unnatural, and druids are about natural stuff, so maybe they'll be helpful. I don't know. Do you know if they have any way of finding you or like listening to you, anything like that?
I don't know. How does magic work?
I don't really know that either.
We should find someone who does know.
I narrow my eyes. Who put this saddle on you?
The nice man that I asked.
Who did you ask?
Give me a second.
Don't take my saddle off, please. Otherwise, I'll despawn.
Nathan. The nice little human man. You can tell he was human. He didn't have pointy ears.
Not necessarily. How
I like
little?
how she got into this conversation assuming the horse was gonna be this evil ass, potentially nefarious
see him.
schemer, and it turned out he was just stupid.
I could see into his eyes instead of looking down at him.
That's not little.
Oh. They're not little.
Big. Okay. How big is this horse?
If you're about 6'1", 6'2", you could see into its eyes.
Okay, that could still be a human. Alright. Probably. I don't know about. I think. Well, maybe. Anyway. How long ago was that?
2 days.
Alright. Can you hold still for me for a minute?
Alright.
I'm going to check over the saddle and straps and everything and the headpiece and see if there are anything that look magical or runic or trackable
Okay.
from my knowledge.
You check underneath the saddle, and there appears to be a piece of paper.
Alright. I am wearing my gloves, so I will pick it up and look at it.
Yep. Make me a will saving throw.
Frick, it's an invitation. I would like to re-roll that because this feels bad. Wow.
Okay.
I'm not in the foundry yet. What's your roll?
14th and 15.
Yeah, I gained 1.
You look at the piece
Yeah,
of
I hate what
paper,
happens.
and you see a painting, and then the paper's gone. The horse is next to you, and you're looking at what was on the painting. This temple of amber.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
Meanwhile, with Lumino and Elmaris.
Yes?
I am here.
Thanks, All Might.
So where did we left off last time?
You were mid-conversation with Idias.
Okay.
Elmaris had just popped off to the past to tell Strahd everything, and then popped back to the present.
Yay!
But you didn't create a bootstrap paradox, coward.
I kinda didn't wanna break time, thanks.
Coward.
Howard.
Do you guys see this shit?
Go.
The one time I try not to give any of you time burn, this is how you repay me? I should give you all gray hairs again.
Hey, you not giving us time burn was you snitching to the enemy. So Not great either way.
Listen,
not the
the
enemy if
enemy
it's on their
already
team.
knew. Strahd already knew this
Ex-
stuff, right?
Except if
Here's the
he
way I figured it
didn't.
out. See, if I didn't, he would have logically found out another, less controllable way, or time would break. I don't like either of those options.
But what if time breaks to our advantage?
I don't want time to break, period.
Alright. So,
I want fate to break. I don't want the fucking time-space continuum to come apart when he
Ah,
realized, oh shit, how the fuck does this guy know that? He came to the two conclusions. Either I tell him, or he finds out some other fucked up way.
Ah, yes, we must preserve the time-space continuum in the place that's a spit in the face to the time-space continuum.
so
Listen, as
Adias
far as
let's
Elmaris
continue.
goes,
Adias
like
looks at
what telling
Let's
Lumina.
continue.
So hold on.
Hmm?
I want to explain this time thought. Telling Strahd about what Strahd told him is preserving this time-space continuum. If you guys don't bring Strahd back, because that's not something Elmaris himself can or can't do, then he won't come back.
He will come back on his own. That is a literal thing I told you.
Oh yeah, but if he does that, then that's a him thing. Fuck, I do I care about it?
Okay,
Okay.
so you came back.
So, Adias pretty much ended by asking Lumino if you want to join against Strahd, and if you can risk that, or if you and him pretty much have no choice but to give in.
With him, he means Maris or himself?
Himself.
As I see it right now, the cycle
Also,
we know
no one
about.
knows in character. Right, James?
Correct, no one knows in character. What were we saying, Lumino?
Yeah. Um, as I think about it right now, something will change as soon as we step out of his carriage. Can right now make the choice to guide that change in a direction. Either by helping him break it, or by destroying him and breaking it ourselves. My main drive and main goal is to assure the survival of the people of this land. The ones who right now can't fend for themselves. I'd much rather put their fates and hopes in my own hands than relying on Strahd's goodwill to have them at this whole land not go down. And if that entails going against them, then so be it. You have to make your own choice on that matter. I promised you to not go after your family, and I will keep that promise. But that doesn't mean I won't gather my own strength to do whatever I can for this goal I'm fulfilling. I hope that doesn't go against the goals you have.
That answer doesn't leave me with many choices.
It still leaves you with the choice to join him in his efforts if you think that would fill your own goal better.
And what do you think, Elmaris?
Well, Mars is just kind of looking around. There's a sense of bewilderment and wonder in his eyes, and like a gleam that's been returned when it's been gone for a while. He blinks as if not having expected anyone to talk to him, turns with a strand of hair falling over his eyes, which he brushes over. Apologies. Think of what?
Going against our father or working with him?
I have only ever met the man through visions and in the past. It's hard for me to say that. I know that thus far, what had to be has been. If you're asking me, he pauses. Are you asking me as a seer or as your brother?
As my brother.
He nods, kind of straightening out a bit. When he speaks again, it is reluctant. As is your brother. While I do not much like to see the way the mention of his name scares you, I do not see many alternatives. As a seer, I know that the future will be what it has to be, and the choice is your decision. I trust you.
Alright.
I just would like to ask you to be careful. Should you decide to embark on a path, do so with your heart. Neither option is one that you or I can afford to underestimate. You are the wisest of us, and I believe you will make the right call in the end.
Alright.
Apologies if I've not been too helpful. And I do not wish to influence you too much.
And you're certain that you saw his body? He looks at Lumino.
Yes.
Is it still there?
If his underlings didn't take it out there,
Then why
would believe
don't we go there? We might reflect in the presence of itself.
if you
Perhaps
two can
seeing
enter the temple.
that is true.
But going there might not be too bad.
I agree. Make way for the Amber Temple.
Sad. I thought he was like the cart is stopping. He goes out. We have the Ember Temple.
Alright.
DS.
Yes.
I would. I like to ask some more questions.
Then ask them.
What do you think about the people of this land?
I don't think much of them. Some have potential to have impacts later down the lines, but none of them are substantial.
You might be willing to overthink this position now that you know that your father has the same view on you.
It doesn't make either him or I wrong on this. No one wants to think of himself as inconsequential. But it doesn't change the fact that I probably am.
And why do you think of someone else as inconsequential?
Recognition of fact.
So you're willing to put the facts aside when it comes to your own, but put them on the table when it's about someone else?
Why do you eat while others starve? It is our nature.
What are you willing to do to prolong the system?
There isn't changing of the system. It's the same in here as it is out in the lands beyond Barovia. We are but ants in a sandbox. Every tunnel that we dig, every mound we build, it will be worn away by time as someone greater comes along and shakes it up.
And let me ask a little bit more directly. What would you do if the people of this land decide to stand up against the lords who hold them down?
I would watch as they die.
What if they succeed?
What if the sun consumed our world?
I don't know. I want to know what you would do then.
I have not put much thought to it, as it is impossible. I suppose I would wait a few centuries, wait until the people have grown comfortable again, and then have them be subjugated once more.
But right now, centuries are not the time you have anymore, because change is inevitable at this point. Not in the system, but how this land works itself. Everyone important right now strives for the cycle to be broken.
I suppose they do. The question is of how.
If I must make a comment,
Yes?
please feel free to pay me no mind if that is what you desire. But if there's one thing I discovered from before I was me, it is that ultimately and unfortunately, oftentimes struggling against one's bindings only make them tighter. Do not presume this to be a condemnation, only a small bit of advice.
Alright. Over with Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi. You're outside of this Amber Temple.
I sure am, huh?
It looks like someone set up a tent outside of this place.
Cool. Is Raditz there too?
Yep.
I will hop on him and spur them in the opposite direction.
Okay.
Quickly and quietly.
Alright. He starts taking you down the road.
I want to get. Is there like a tree line near?
No. So there's a cliff, and then there's trees at the bottom of the cliff, but it's like nearly 800 feet.
Is there like a pathway down? What's the lay of the land?
Alright. So this is where the Amber Temple is.
So all the. Oh boy. How bad is the terrain in the nearby mountain like parts?
It's quite rocky. The horse would have a rather difficult time traveling through there. One slip and it's dead, and it would have a much harder time than you. And that's ignoring the winter temperatures here. He would probably freeze to death.
They made him talk to activate my guilt complex. Or my friggin', oh, what is it? Pity? No.
Savior.
Yeah, that one. Because I can't just leave him behind. If they find, if I do, it sounds like he'll die. If we travel into more hidden places, he'll die. If I just leave him behind and they find him, and he's without me, who's apparently whatever mission part of whatever. Oh, beans. Alright. Uh, how far off the path can we go while still seeing it and being safe, but not like on it directly?
200 feet-ish.
Alright. I mean, it's better than nothing. I don't think it'll do anything against the vampire site, but Chi-Chi doesn't know that, so we're just gonna cruise along the farthest edge of the mountain from the path that we can safely traverse.
Alright.
Keeping very vigilant of my surroundings.
After a day of traveling like that, you see a cart coming towards you from further up the road. They're traveling along the road.
Is there any big rocks nearby?
Not really, though you could run into the mountain region.
Would that be okay for him to just run in enough to find a big rock to hide behind?
Potentially.
Is it just like clear line of sight from the road to us?
Pretty much.
Dang nabbit. Yeah, I'm gonna try and guide him. Well,
So at this point, you guys are about there on the road.
okay. And the carts.
Coming from up there.
Are any of those actual stands of trees, or are they just
Yes,
like...
they're just quite
Oh.
thin throughout. They're quite heavily affected by the winter temperatures.
Is there snow?
Not snow, but permafrost. At some point in time it must have snowed here, but it has never snowed since, but the cold ice has permanently remained.
Any caves in the cliffside?
None that you've seen thus far.
Alright. I'm gonna steer us off and... We've gotta find somewhere to hide. Stay low. I'll hop off and start guiding him along the safest path I can find as quickly as possible.
Alright. Make me a stealth check, and he is going to make me a stealth check.
I would like to reroll his stealth check if possible with an inspiration.
21. Alright.
His straight black is probably blending in better against the cliffs than my red and gold.
Lumino? Elmaris?
Yes?
Yes.
When you're traveling in
What?
in the carriage, what are you doing?
Mars is mostly looking out the window.
You
I
as
would
well?
look at Amaris and Diaz,
Every
thinking.
now and again, he just kind of doesn't vanish again, like literally, but he does kind of like get absent-eyed. Other times, he's just talking to a Diz,
Okay.
since a Diz seems a bit out of it. He'd like to comfort him in.
Can I get a perception check from you, Elmaris?
Yeah. Give me a second. All right.
You're building my nerves right now for so long. Roll, please.
I have to check a lot of things. James knows what I'm talking about.
Rolls to see if she gets
Shaking.
discovered by vampires.
You want to talk building your nerves?
You little.
What did I do? Can't see it at
They
the
roll
moment.
privately, but also they easily spotted me.
You
Their
critically succeed
modifier
on
basically
spotting
spotted me.
Chi-Chi.
Ouch!
No. No. Ask them to stop for a second.
Okay, and you also see a horse trying to hide behind a tree, its tail slightly sticking out.
Okay, that's the funniest thing I've seen probably since in my entire life.
Okay.
Unlife. Love his word.
Diaz asks you to be quick about it, since you're almost
It
there.
seems the companion you had with you back in the day was still around.
What
The
do you
one in that
mean?
gorgeous red and gold outfit.
What? Where?
They point.
Did we
Do I
stop
see the
already?
cart stop?
Yep, you see it stop.
Crap.
Don't care what you do
I
to them, but don't hurt the horse. It is quite funny to look at.
I look at Almaris. Stand up, then hold out a hand. Let's go.
He snorts. Sure. This I will be going to retrieve their companion, it seems.
Very
Would you
well.
like to come with us?
You've got this.
Sure.
So when the cart stops, how how effectively can you act like a normal horse?
Nay! Nay! Nay!
Just don't make any noises. I'm gonna try and draw them away. Pretend to be a normal horse if they come after you, okay?
I can meta promise you, nothing bad will happen to this horse ever.
Agreed.
I don't. Who are you? Anyways.
That's why I say meta
Um,
promise you.
Yeah. All right. So
Well,
I am
Mars will
going
kill you if you
to
hurt the horse.
I am going to start dashing away, flying. Uh, they've obviously spotted me. I'm gonna leave Raditz behind. He's just a horse, he'll be fine. I'm going to fly up on an angle, away back the way they came, away from the Amber Temple, like in a angle back along the road, just
Alright.
up and diagonal so they can see me leaving, but hopefully can't reach me with spells once they're close enough if they're really
So
fast.
you've taken off. Lumino and Elmaris?
You have a
Getting
thing
out
for
of the
birds,
car.
don't you?
Seeing that, I just scream behind her, "Hey, wait!"
Well, Mars crosses his arms over his chest, looks at you, and you have a thing for birds, don't you?
I'm not the one with a collection of feathers.
His eye twitches slightly. So, do you think she's gonna listen to you, or should I stop her by force?
Don't do it by force.
He walks up to the horse with Lumina.
It was around 200 feet away. I am speeding away, double dashing very fast.
I know.
You're not even stopping when you hear my voice.
No. Plus, I don't think I could even hear it. You're 200 feet away when I took off.
I screamed.
I have got lots of wind in my ears.
Bam.
And if you're there, even less reason to stay.
Hey!
You're a hostage
Not
or you've
cool.
turned into a vampire. I don't freaking know. I'm not risking it.
Oh, the
Okay.
poor horse.
So you've seen them
We
rocket
go
off?
to the horse.
Alright.
In a way not
Yeah.
dissimilar to someone you've seen in your past.
I don't think he makes the connection quite yet.
You get to the horse.
Not even after I told you about your collection of feathers.
Surely not. Chi would never dress herself in such a gaudish outfit.
So you get to the horse.
I look at the horse.
The horse
Look
glances
behind
at
the
you.
horse.
You were funny. Continue to exist.
Why are you talking to a horse?
Because it's funny, he says indignantly. Not expecting the horse to actually
I-
answer, by the way. He's just, after all this time as undead in fucking Barovia, seeing funny things is one of the. it's a rare luck to it. He deserves to.
How can a horse be fun? What?
Trying to hide behind the tree lines, but it left its butt in the open. It is funny.
Okay.
You see the horse scooch over so that its butt's now hidden behind a tree.
Snorts. Right, can you do me a favor, Lemina?
What do you need?
Search the horse's belongings to see if there's any identifying features from our escapee.
You? Oh
Something
my
that might
god.
tell us where they went, not just who they are.
Good husband, boy.
Yeah, I could have stopped them
Horse.
if you told me to.
I'm checking the horse.
All that you see is a single feather.
His eye twitches slightly. Repress, 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 and he represses it.
Lumino just holds the feather, looks back at you, smiles.
Don't. Alright, take the thing with us.
Hmm. Yeah, might be fun. I'll jump on the horse's back.
We'll go back to the cart.
Yep.
Alright.
And I give Nokri the feather. Yeah, I think that was left for you.
No!
He slowly plucks it out of your hand, looks at it, takes a deep breath, which again is odd since he's an undead, and puts it in a pocket somewhere.
It is copper. It is not one that you recognize. Just so you
Wait,
know
it's
for
not
later.
one of yours?
It's copper.
It is, but the feather's changed color.
Ah, yeah, no, he
And
burnt
material.
it and tossed it aside.
You try to melt metal. It fails.
Does it not burn with necrotic flame?
Crunches up and dusts.
Yep.
Okay.
Again, it's copper.
And you both continue on your way?
Correction. It was
Yeah,
copper.
I continue my way on the horse's back.
I just got back to the carriage, climb in.
Yep. Another day passes and you arrive at the temple. Adia steps out of the
Alright.
carriage.
I step out.
I jump off the horse and bound it to the cart.
You see a tent outside the temple.
It's odd. Wasn't here the last
Let's
time I
go
was here.
Let's go see who is it that waits for us.
Ain't no one good. I pet the horse. You stay here. We'll be back.
No!
Yeah, good. Good
A horse
horse.
is supposed to say the word name.
No!
Oh, what
do you
do I
mean?
know about horses?
Yeah.
Then he goes off.
The horse is nervously sweating.
Listen, I'm not going to call out this bit. I love it.
Aeneas approaches the
Oh,
temple
Mars.
and stops, looks at the tent, and then approaches it.
I'll go with
I
him.
In a
recognize it.
swift action, he tears the tent apart. Nothing. Why is there nothing?
Maybe if they hadn't
Anything else?
destroyed it, we could have looked at it more.
There was nothing contained within. It was just there for appearances. To make it look like
Yeah.
someone was here.
Someone was here and left it in a hurry.
Perhaps your bird friend.
Maybe.
Did she come back around, by the way?
He looks towards the entrance of the temple. We should enter.
Very well. Do you have any vampires with us in the carriage? Anything else? Anyone else?
Only two. One that pulls the carriage and one that's a guardsman.
Yep. I will tell them to stick close to the temple.
Oh, I let you two enter first. I want to see this.
Adias walks forward into the temple.
I will join.
I go after them.
I'm staying behind. Them, by the way, not like behind, just
Alright.
behind the two of them.
Where was he? Where is my father?
Oh, you're not getting hit by lightning?
What? Was this a trap? He draws his sword and points it at your throat?
You told me the last time you entered you were hit by lightning. I wanted to see that.
He narrows his eyes as he looks at you.
And I like take a finger and point the sword away. Remember what I told you about threats to my, in quotes, life?
He sheaths the sword. Presses his lips together, turns, and begins heading further into the temple. This is where I would be struck. As he points at the statue. The statue is the same one that you spoke to before, except it looks inert. Like the last bits of magic from it has been torn from it.
I go forward. Hello? Are you still there?
There is no response.
Wow, he didn't want to give his last magic to me, but letting it getting sucked out of him is fine. Just for 5 more days. Okay, so we might have a problem here.
Oh no. What an unforeseen consequence of harrowing events.
I will tell you I saw the body, but I'm 90% sure it won't be there anymore.
Let's go see.
Yep.
Adias has never been quite so tense before.
I'll put a hand on his shoulder if he allows me.
You see him flinch when you do that.
I'll tighten it a little bit. I am with you. Alright, in we go.
Alright. And you enter the room where you see the amber-sealed Strahd von Zorovich.
Oh my god, good.
And then you see the runes light up. And the amber crack. As it disintegrates.
Oh, fucking God.
No.
Oh, I did not foresee this.
Meanwhile, with Deus. He's dead, Jim.
Can't believe Deus is dead. No, wait, I totally can't. It keeps happening.
believe he died in the afterlife.
Are you there, Deus? Your mic is muted.
Deus, if you don't show up now, we're going to assume you think that Vecna was the best character in Celestia.
Wow, not even that helped. Fuck. Be something serious.
Well, that's it, guys. He's
I
dead.
mean, if
Or
he's
worse.
AFK or sleeping, then
Quick, ping him a bunch. I'll give everyone an inspiration if he says something in the next 30 seconds.
Dude. Not on my PC. At least give me a minute.
What?
Okay, everyone gets an
Ha!
inspiration.
Inspiration!
It was super effective.
Hey, do you okay, buddy?
What's happening?
So,
I don't.
It's your
we're
turn.
cutting over to you. Your training has
Oh,
been going
okay.
exceptionally well. You have been learning to dodge, wield magic, wield the blade,
Dodge!
block, and shield yourself.
No!
You've actually become a surprisingly competent warrior, even with just one hand.
Wow, surprisingly?
Well, one hand is a massive
Can't get-
disadvantage for a warrior.
Can't get shit in Celestia. I know, but but yeah, I'm doing my best. What's
While you're
what's
dead.
happening? What's happening with the whole gate thing?
Oh. You were called before Strahd.
Well, am I being told anything about that before I do it? Like I'd ask about it. We kind of just skipped over like several months, so
That's what I'm
I-
about to get to.
okay.
So, Strahd hands you a scroll.
Arcane insight and psychic resonance. What is it? What does it tell me?
It appears to be a spell scroll.
Okay, what does it do?
As you look over it, it appears to be a spell designed for making yourself a beacon, making it easier to target you. This will make it possible to target you with resurrection magic. It will be the method of your return.
Method of my return. Also, Barovia Afterlife is shitty. I can't believe I got a fucking infection. Even disease in the afterlife, that's rough. I thought the not eating was bad. Or needing to eat was bad. So, Right. So, so what does he say when I ask him that?
This will
Or like when I pose that?
make it possible to target you with resurrection magic. The wards and the walls are thicker here than they are outside of Barovia. It is only because of this that it will be possible to restore you to life.
Does that? Sorry, could you explain that again?
Very well. So,
No, that was an out of character question.
so basically the walls between the life and afterlife are thicker in Barovia, meaning it takes exceptionally powerful resurrection magic or resurrection magic on both sides of the barrier to actually restore someone to life.
Oh, okay.
Revivify works
the way you explained
just
it,
fine, but something like this, like restoring you, in this case, will require piercing the veil.
Okay. Okay, just the way that Strahd explained it just sounded weird. So, I just wanted clarification on that.
It is best that you cast the spell immediately.
So I cast this spell, it pierces the veil, and what, you escape through the hole it creates?
Not exactly. I will be on the other side by this time.
You'll have resurrected?
Not resurrected. I will have stepped through. The second the seal around my body is broken, I will be torn back there. My death was incomplete.
I see. Can I make some sort of like check to see if I know how that would break this supposed cycle
Make me an
based on what
arcane check.
he's
Or an occult check.
told me thus far? I'll do arcane. It would be nice if this would work. Nope, doesn't want
It is
to. I'll
indeed
roll it
generally
manually.
nice when things work.
If only, huh? 36. I'll +5 it.
Well, the amber seal breaking might push the state of things to the point where the cycle that was frozen, if he did pause the cycle right after it started, to be continuing again. It's kind of like stopping a water wheel part way. The water builds up a whole bunch, and then it's just going to rapidly start going. Sorry, a dam, I should say, not a water wheel.
So how does
You're not quite sure how it's going to
me-
break the cycle, or how what you're doing is part of it. But you understand the concept of it being built up is probably some part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're missing key information, though.
The title of the title of Celestia. You're missing key information.
True.
So why exactly was I needed for this then?
I told you, Rudius. You will be playing a key part in my resurrection.
Can I make some sort of check to think if like something previously he said to maybe gives me an idea? Or would there be nothing really applicable?
Let me see.
Because meta-wise, I think I know what it is. I just know in character I don't think I currently have the way of figuring it out.
Isn't that the worst fucking feeling, by the way?
Occultism.
Occult. Okay, cool. Now that's not wanting to work either. Don't know if +5 is better than just taking advantage on that.
He speaks of his return as if it's not his resurrection.
So he's planning on dying again then, maybe? Can I like meta explain what I think he's trying to do? Or should I like keep that to myself?
I would say keep it to yourself just for now.
Okay. Because I might be completely wrong about this, but I wanna I'm curious to see if I'm right about it.
Get the feeling.
Uh okay. I just because there's a thing that I know, but I don't think there's any feasible way that I can have it so the
Infer that?
character. Yeah.
If you all had each other's information, you could all possibly figure this out. Every
That's
piece of
why I don't
information
let us
that
tell
needed
it.
to be given for it to be figured out, it has been given. Some of you are just lacking the information
Definitely.
that others have, yes.
Yeah, okay. During the past couple of months, has anything been added to that like book of life that I got about Lumino? Has like any pages been updated or
Nope.
changed? Ah, damn. So, and in the afterlife, I don't have any equipment other than clothes, correct? Like I don't have
Correct.
like astral version. Damn it. No, that'd be too metagamey. Damn it. All right. Uh. So I assume you have someone on the other side waiting for this beacon to light to resurrect me. Since the spell itself doesn't resurrect.
Correct.
Will I be resurrected in the same location to which I died, or has my
No.
body been moved?
Your body is no longer targetable. A new one will be produced. In the same design as you, of course. What do you see? Resurrection magic of a certain caliber. It does not require the original body.
What kind of body will I be placed into?
It will be a new one forged for you. Your soul used as the template. The spell itself will construct it around you. It will be no different to your original. Except it will not be rotted.
Generally a
I'll-
good thing.
I'll attempt a perception on that, I suppose.
Okay.
Feel like I'm just gonna get put in some sort of like undead body or something like that. Any circumstance bonus to that because I have an understanding of what the spell does through arcane insight and
I'll
just
give
my
you a +2.
general ability.
Sorry.
Okay. Is he still holding on to the scroll after giving it to me?
Nope, he's handed it to you.
Okay. If he was still touching it, I'd see if I could psychic resonance to try and get an insight into his emotions. I'm gonna advantage that. That's a nat 1.
Probably
good that you do.
Plus
Should be an extra
15
plus
is
15,
35.
So... Yeah.
Nothing he says has said anything about you being undead, and previously he has stated outright that you would not be an undead.
Is there like any sort of like fine print on this scroll that I can see?
Just a spell.
What does the spell say like exactly?
It will produce a magical beacon, making it easier for you to be targeted by spells. Basically, if someone was to target you with scrying or with a magical effect, instead of there being a saving throw against it, and then whatever effects the wall has, it bypasses both. So if a spell targets you while the beacon is active, you cannot resist it.
Okay. How long does this spell last?
Until the single charge is used.
Okay. So it's not like a lingering thing I can have on me that'll make me more susceptible to other
Correct.
spell effects.
It's only targetable by a single time.
Okay. All right, then I guess I would. I would prepare to use the scroll.
All right.
So I assume I need to make some sort of check for this.
Yep, it is an arcane check.
If I nat one right now, it'd be really fucking funny.
For
You have
Um,
plus 11 to this as a as a series of bonuses provided by Strahd.
Okay, so I have a plus 30 to this. Then with his plus 11.
44.
44.
That is
Is
a
it a failure?
success. It's a 5th level spell. You see your soul basically pulsing. Good. You may return to your training.
I suppose we'll see how the seeds of that training blooms. I say as I leave. Any reaction when I say the word seed?
No.
Damn it. Alright, I go back to Sergey.
Alright. So, back with everyone else. You see Strahd
Yes?
clutch his chest as he stumbles to the ground.
Oh,
watch. Omar seems genuinely surprised it would happen this quickly. He looks to Lumino questioningly.
he just looks annoyed.
He looks to Addis.
Scylla is just holding your hand, Lumino.
What happened?
Scylla is just holding your hand.
Oh, she came with us?
She's not leaving your side. She had nothing left at the mansion.
You never stated that she came with us, so I was thinking she left there, but she stayed there, but hey, fair point.
In
She
that
also
case,
didn't talk for the whole ride.
I'd like to make a point of pointing out that Elmaris is not only not verbally recognize the fact that you and her seem to be together, you are under the impression he's just completely missed it altogether.
They're
You cut
such
out
great
there.
friends, Amaris thinks.
Yep.
Well, Strahd looks up at each
they're-
of you,
they
making
were
eye
roommates.
contact.
How does he look?
Wounded.
I go up to him and take the thing around his neck.
Okay, you're
Well,
approaching
now's
him.
the time.
Yeah.
If you try it, you will be dead, and then erased.
Try what?
You want to take the weapon.
So you can kill me right now.
I can kill all of you right now. I choose not to. Reality is unwinding as we speak outside. Soon there will be not much left.
What do you mean?
The reset.
It has begun. From death to life I summon thee. He holds out his hand as a drop of his blood falls to the ground, and you see Rudius appear, torn from the afterlife.
Mars takes a step back,
I'm very surprised.
as am I.
Ah,
And a
I
part
look
of
any
him thinks,
different?
wow, I must be really, really bad at keeping people dead.
You are in a body
I'm
that's...
just wait. I'm just imagining Strahd crossing his arm. With these treasure, I summon thee. Oh, how was this?
How does Rudius
So,
look?
With this
Rudius,
sacred treasure I summon.
you,
Yeah.
you appear to be in a form that best suits your mental and spiritual form.
Oh.
If that is
So,
different to
no
how
hand
Rudius
still.
previously looked, then you can make your adjustments. There is no hand.
Oh, come on.
One
Imagine
thing
being
always.
not only
You could-
physically, but spiritually handicapped. Holy shit.
Yep.
Spiritually disabled. Fucking
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
The
Alright,
disablement power creep is insane.
I guess so. Gotta stay on brand. Alright, I guess you would see whoever this is, they appear, look similar to Rudius, but there are some notable differences to him. His hair is kind of like a mix between like the black
Is
of
Kima's?
like yeah, like a mix between Rudius and Kima's hair. Little bits of black in the hair mixed with the lighter brown of Rudius's. His complexion's a bit lighter than before.
Got whitewashed.
I got recasted.
Oh my god, they got to him.
What did you tweet?
Chi-Chi, outside. You are flying over the land, and you're seeing the skies melt, the trees melt, the ground beneath change, break apart, and crumble.
Did they get me? What happened? Do I see anyone?
You don't see anyone, but you notice that the air around you is the only thing not being affected. As the necklace, or well, the totem, is lighting up brightly.
I'm going to pull it out.
No. Rescue the horse. Go back to the horse.
She couldn't get there in
Does
time.
it? Does anything look different about it?
It is shining bright, as if it's burning up a substantial amount of magic right now to protect you. As you see reality quickly unwinding and reforming. It's not entirely different as it was mere moments ago, but it's like a whole different age.
I toss it away. This was all put here. I'm part of whatever this is. I don't want to be. I toss it away.
Oh, you can take the news away from the dais, but you can't take the dais away from the news.
As a fellow Deus, I 100% support this decision.
Yes, decision of dying. You would support it, wouldn't you?
Decision of doing the right thing, and a lot of the time the right thing means dying. That's just how it be.
Okay, just to put this in perspective, you will be utterly destroyed if you do this. There's no saving throw, you will just be gone.
She knows.
Okay. Chi-Chi throws away her ward. As reality unwinds her, and she ceases to have ever been.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
Lol.
Eat shit, Strahd.
Um,
Are you sure about this?
Yes.
you won't be able to play anymore. Most likely.
So you're sure?
She's made her decision.
Alright.
Wait,
She is unwound.
you came to Barovia to rescue someone and now just don't?
It's more complex than you think.
Okay.
I would, in the future, maybe like to know
Yeah,
about
same.
that, if that's alright. I don't mean like right now, but I'm just interested.
Chi-Chi ceases to be. As for everyone else in the temple.
So I have a question.
Yep.
Ceases to be or ceases to ever have been?
Ceases to
there's
have
a-
ever been in Barovia.
Okay.
So how does that affect us?
It doesn't.
Okay, so we still know Chi-Chi exists. We still know existed. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
So. Sorry, that just absolutely stunned me.
Yep.
Strahd
Yeah.
approaches you all. He's still clutching his chest, which seems to be burning with some sort of daylight wound.
Ah, looks like a sword wound.
Observant. He then proceeds to walk past you.
Explain.
All in good time. Follow me. He walks out of the Amber Temple.
I walk outside too.
It has finally happened.
James,
Time-
any chance that the thing with Lumino's feathered friend being outside occurs to me in character?
Nope.
Alright. I walked out.
Time has been around. It is
Interesting.
mere minutes before I killed my brother. The only issue is, I do not yet exist.
You the undead?
I have not yet been around.
Interesting. What yet?
Well, it is time for there to be a me.
He watches.
Prepare yourselves to be teleported. Your consent is optional. He reaches up to the sky, grabs it, and pulls his hand down. Anyone who would like to resist, make me a will save.
Nope.
And you find yourselves on the castle rooftop. Now, Rudius. It is time for you to play your role.
My role.
Yes. Obey. Make me a will saving throw.
I would like to theme.
Okay. That gives you a chance in hell of succeeding.
Advantage.
47. Roll again. So that would be
Plus
4 higher.
37.
So that would be 51.
You know what? It's not gonna matter, but might as well throw the kitchen sink at it. I'll plus 5 that with my last inspiration.
You've already used an inspiration on this roll.
Oh, I can't plus 5 it as well?
No. Someone else could, though.
No.
I'll do. I'll give you an inspiration.
Appreciate it.
Okay, that is still a critical failure.
Still?
His spell DC at this point in time is 81. Unfortunately for him, it's about to get a whole lot lower.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna go down to a peasant 85. Poor him. Alright. So, I try and resist, but, what happens?
You see, you're seeing Strahd hand you a scroll. You're seeing yourself begin to cast a scroll. Assume Strahd. As his body burns apart. Can I get a cult check from you, Rudius?
Alright.
Wait, the light from me?
No. From the wound in
I
his
don't know,
chest.
Lumino, you wanna maybe, like, stab
okay.
me or take the scroll out my hands before this happens?
Rudius, you are to kill Lumino if that happens.
Yay!
Okay,
Well,
that's
that's
with
a failure.
11, so that's 30.
I'd like to think that the replace Strahd as Ravenloft Lord's spell is not a 5th level spell.
That's not what this is. As you see Estrad down below finish constructing itself as reality finished winding it into place. You see him
Oh, okay.
beginning to storm towards the wedding. And then he stops, clutching his head, disoriented. And then from where he stands, you see cracks begin to form. Not like broken ground, but like broken reality, as it's sprawling out from where he's standing.
Wait. We're at the wedding?
Yes.
Where's the bride?
We're on
You'd
top of
assume
the
that
castle,
you'd
we
be
can't see
inside.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, but
The wedding is inside, we are on top of the house.
no, that's not my question.
The cracks continue to spiral out as you see daylight bleed through from the sky.
Alright.
The shards begin to dissolve away as Barovia manifests on the material plane fully and completely, daylight and all.
Oh, wow.
Neat. How's
How
it
do
this
I
looking?
feel?
Diaz, for a moment, shields his eyes as he began burning, only to start resisting it.
Am I okay with sunlight, James?
You feel a deep sense of purity, Lumino.
James, am I okay with sunlight?
You aren't affected by sunlight.
Neat.
Well, it's not pleasant on your eyes.
I'm kind of surprised. Thought all of this might take longer. Anyway.
You see Strahd trembling, as if his body's trying to break apart. Zillin's just looking down on him.
What do you think?
She bull rushes now. I'm gonna laugh so hard.
Well, it's time for me to play my part. Divine intervention time.
Wait, what?
You made her an archpriest of your church. And I have
Yes, but I...
a fuck ton of inspiration.
What do you mean by your... What do you mean by your part?
Well, how do you think I've kept showing up where he's needed me? There we go. As you dissolve
What do you
Lumino,
mean? What?
she has burned out the vast majority of your church's power. You find yourself trapped in the cylinder of light, where you were all that time ago, except there's daylight now. For the rest of you, you see her place her hands together, as if to pray, and then you see Lumino ask a question, only for Lumino to break apart and their light to be consumed as part of his divine intervention.
Mars raised an eyebrow.
As you see the light shoot from her down to Strahd, as it illuminates him in a strong glow. He almost breathes in the daylight. And then the light fades. And what you see is slightly different.
Oh?
Strahd before, he looked older.
He looks younger now? Like the one I saw?
Sorry, give me a second.
Am I needed for any more of this?
Do you need to go? Are you feeling okay?
Uh, just still not feeling great, and also I have a dissertation thing that I need to attend.
About 3 more minutes and then you're free to go.
Fine.
This is what he appears to look like. His skin appears to be lush with the life of youth. You see him look up to the sun and bathe in its light for a moment as he takes a deep, fulfilling breath, embracing it. For those of you with strong hearing, you hear him mutter, "At last, victory." Before long stepping up to where you are. I thank you for your assistance in my resurrection. I am most grateful.
How's it this looking?
Slightly shaken, and he's getting progressively more so as he's piecing more and more of this together.
I will approach Strahd. So, how does it feel?
Perfect. Rudius, you feel the magic that compelled you fading. Lumino should have been returned to the cylinder of light she first came from. He looks to you, Rudius. I can provide you with a map if you'd like to assist them.
Your sister was also in Barovia somewhere.
I had seen to it that she would be provided with a means of her survival. You should not worry. She is fine. There's no fucking way on earth Stride could have predicted she would do that.
Yep.
Hey, at least she is the only one of us who really showed him the middle finger. Hmm?
So she was just completely useless?
I think
No
you were a gift for
harm at
Rudius.
all?
I think you were a gift for Rudius.
Sorry, Rudius.
Honestly, now you're complaining about being useless to Strahd after basically showing him the middle finger.
Yeah, I respect it. I mean, at this
You're
point,
the only one to have defied him.
No, I just wish it was like worth more, because apparently I didn't have any use in his actual plan.
Well, now it looks like he's
I mean-
destroyed you.
yeah.
Oh,
So I will stop at nothing to end him when I learn he's done that. I already
If only
don't
you
like.
knew that you did it yourself.
I already don't like this guy. He now lied to my face and erased my sister from existence. His head is going on a spike.
To be fair.
And
guess
for
that is
you
something
two,
you've
my
accomplished.
remaining sons.
Wait, the others.
Erased.
Will they ever return?
No. I promised you that the Diaz would be unharmed. I said nothing of the others.
Wait, Anima's gone forever now?
Erased.
Let's go!
Man, all of us had something good.
Honestly, the only fucking good thing to come out of today. Both in D&D and real life.
Elmaris is actually a bit sad about that.
That's fair. But it's also fair that Rudius isn't.
No, Rudius. Even Elmaris wouldn't be surprised if Rudius started fucking tap dancing. He gets to.
I mean, I didn't know her name, but like, I'm happy.
I see.
Or whatever the other guy's name was. He got resurrected just to get fucking erased from existence.
Oh, poor
Yeah.
Leonis. I'll miss him.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to make each of you an offer. You can choose to remain here. Part of my kingdom, I will make you nobles, royals, heads of court. I will
Make
show you
us?
a life more lush than any you could dream of. This excludes you two, my children. I have greater rewards prepared for you both. Scylla kneels. I live to serve.
That bitch.
Good.
Top
And
10 anime betrayals.
what of you?
Oh, yeah.
What of you, Rudius?
I have little interest in nobility.
Then the arcane arts?
I shall pursue my own path from here.
Very well, I can respect that. I wish you good fortune, and I will provide you with a financial reward, if you will allow me.
I mean, I don't know he's killed my sister yet, so sure. I'll
Has he? Has he really?
I can't
That's what
blame
I'm
him
gonna
for
think.
this.
Well, I
I
am.
can't blame him for this.
You can't. We will.
Like, be honest with me, James. When I learned this, could you think of any reason I wouldn't think he lied to my face and killed
Oh
her?
god, no. If I was in your shoes, I'd be gunning for his fucking head.
That's what I'm going to be doing when I learned this.
Valid.
200,000 gold. Will that do you well?
He just nods. He at this stage has not once looked at Amaris.
Very well. A carriage will be
James, can you
drawn
check
up with your
my
reward.
relish now? Alright. You said he didn't look at me thus far?
Yeah, he's not acknowledged you in any sort of way. He looked. To be fair, I think I was kind of stunned by magic, so I couldn't really react to Lumino getting bamfed
Same.
away. But
Well, not stunned by magic, just... Elmars was just so... He did not see any of this coming, and he's kind of just processing things slowly.
I would like to teleport you all. Is this acceptable?
Kima?
where?
Sorry, Rudius, will it come first?
To the cylinder where Lumino remains. I intend to bring us back to the castle, given time. Lady Cylin,
Hey.
I do not recommend you come. She might be quite hostile at your betrayal. Cylin nods, and then begins to go down the ladder back into the castle.
Rudy?
He's ignoring you.
Very well. You may remain here then, Rudius.
Oh no! Like, I'm not gonna go see Lumino. I'm just saying I'm ignoring
Okay.
Elmaris.
Fair enough.
In that case, he is going to teleport everyone who wants to go. We'll save if you want to resist.
Sure. No.
He's now 35 levels lower.
Lol.
It must be so sad for him.
It is fucking infuriating.
Eh?
Hey, wait, 35 levels lower means he's now level 15? Or 10?
No.
Wait,
Okay,
is he
then
lower
I
level than
can't
it
do
is?
that.
He went from probably level 30. It went from probably level 60 to level 25, I'm assuming.
28.
Probably 30. Is he lower level than
Oh.
it is?
Are they comparable?
Interesting.
Adias is 26.
So Diaz could kill him.
Adias could
go.
certainly try.
Does he want to?
The important thing was for Strahd was he was keeping the effects of all of his stat tomes.
Yeah. You know how good they can be.
Right, so teleportation.
Wait until you've
go.
read almost the entire collection.
Honestly, I'm close.
Haven't you only read like 4?
6 maybe?
6 out of 20.
See?
Well, that is
To be fair, that's
the
close-
closest I've had
that's closer
any
than a
player.
lot of-
Actually, no. I think Wukong read 8 of the Strength.
Really not Remus?
But you-
Didn't he have like an entire bookshelf of it?
Remus mostly used them for potions.
Ah,
He-
fair enough.
Just didn't play his characters for combat, so he didn't need the stats. I think he had the most. Like, he's the only player I've had who has used multiple of every single one, but I think he's only used like 3 or 4 of each.
No more than most people like ever get.
Yeah, that's more than most people ever get. So, you all appear outside of
Okay.
a cylinder of bright light. It's only mildly brighter than daylight.
Alright.
You can see Lumino in it. The barrier stopping her from leaving.
She's sitting at the bottom crying.
I am sorry for
Oh,
your
Mars looks
betrayal,
at her.
Lumino. I know this cannot be easy.
Don't believe you.
I will not make you try to believe me. But I preserved each of you. Each person who mattered to this plan. And as such, now that you have played your part, you are free to go. I will not attempt to harm any of you again.
What happened to Barovia?
The powers trapped me and my brother in a core loop. My beloved my beloved Tatiana.
Tatiana?
She
Do I catch him slipping with that name?
no, he wouldn't have made that mistake. That's me
Oh,
because
I thought I'd be able to...
Elmaris just sent me a message asking me about Tara.
Yeah, I was confused about how the fuck there was gonna be a wedding if there was.
Yeah, true, because Tara is a person who's already
Exactly.
alive, and now Barovia is melded in.
My former beloved
Did Tara just-
Tatiana.
Confusion.
She
Did Tara
made
just
a pact with
spawn
the
in?
powers.
Did she
No,
now?
so any event that anyone who couldn't be there basically just wasn't there. For example, Strahd, because he was already existing in Barovia, or outside of Barovia at that time, he didn't get rewound there until he died and was capable of being returned to that cycle. So, her spot at the wedding would just be gone.
Okay.
Would people
I
not
got
be
left
looking
at the
for her?
altar.
People would be looking for her. Strahd just doesn't care right now.
Fair enough.
My former beloved made a pact with the powers. She trapped me in Barovia. But before the cycle made it to that point where that would occur, we were able to stop it. Breaking the cycle.
Why did she trap you?
Because I killed my
I'm
brother,
moving over to
her
Lumino,
beloved.
by the way, at this point.
Yep. Do you enter the light?
Yeah, I try to. Anything
Yep.
happen?
The area increases very slightly as you enter the light towards Lumino.
All of this just happened because of jealousy?
Not just because
How
of
it all
jealousy.
began, it seems.
What did Strahd say?
2 decades of trauma brought about this multi-millennia conflict. A true eternity of suffering. For the actions of merely 2 decades. I spent my youth fighting, sacrificing myself for my family.
I'm
I
gonna
gave
hit home.
all I could for them. And when it was finally time to reap the rewards, they turned their back on me. They claimed what was mine. They took from me. And I took my revenge. And gave her and the powers the opening to put me in a loop. An eternity of suffering. I died in this state and was trapped as a vampire. But that is not what I bargained for. I bargained for this power. The power I now wield.
Hmm?
I am a
is that?
foundling. Creator of curses. Master of magic. And a warrior beyond any other. Instead, I was trapped in that undead body. Millennia after millennia. Incapable of restoring myself.
Mars raised an eyebrow, slightly offended.
It is not a dig at you or your choices, Elmaris, but imagine if you had not gotten what you bargained for. It was stolen from me. At last it is mine again. And for that I am most grateful to you all. Diaz just falls to his knees. My brothers, my sister. You stole them from me. They're gone.
Mars looks down. He is actually really sad about that. And he will take a few moments to reminisce.
A drop of blood falls from Diaz's eye. It is sad, but you will outgrow this. This is but the first chapter in our story. Now, you are trapped in here for the time being, Lumino. At least until there is the minimum power for you to step beyond the bounds of this cage you have found yourself in.
Send her to me.
If this is what you ask, so be it. Strahd vanishes, and then he returns with her. She looks a little bit
Are you
shocked.
sure about this?
Everyone else leave.
My debt is repaid. He waves his hand and he's going to teleport everyone else. Rudius, you have basically de facto choice because you're in the light at the moment on if you want to succeed or fail against this teleport.
Well, I don't want to leave Lumino alone. I will leave the area, though.
Okay, you resist the teleport.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose to stay, but when everyone else disappears, I do turn to Lumino and I say, "I'll give you space, but I'm not leaving you here alone." And I
Thank
walk
you.
off to give her space to talk to Zillin, but also to still be in the area in case I don't know Zillin tries
Yeah.
some shit and I can.
Sullen walks over and places
Yeah,
her hand against the light barrier. Hey, Lumino.
Talk.
What do you want me to say?
Anything.
I suppose it starts with when I was a child then. For generations, we've been promised a reward, an eternal reward, for if we served the von Zordoviches loyally. Passed down from parent to child in my family. Rahadin would come and see us. Master Rahadin would come and see us once or twice a year. He would do checkups, provide us with almost anything we felt we needed. I received probably the best education of anyone I knew growing up. The only commoner at our noble study. And that's because of them. My parents received the same sort of study. My mum's mum, so on and so forth, back our entire family line until this began. All for the promise that when the time came, we would help restore Lord Strahd. It's not that anything I felt for you was fake, but it's complicated. I didn't want anything bad to happen to you, but I had a role to play.
Talk about hope and helping the people was just so Strahd could return.
That does help the people. Lord Strahd, he's going to bring peace, justice, and security to this world.
Oh, come on.
You can be part of it too, by his side.
Do you really believe that?
With my whole heart. And I believe you can be part of it too. You can matter, Lumino. You can really matter. More than almost anyone else in this world.
Leave.
What?
I don't want to see you anymore.
Lumino.
Get out of my sight. She stands up and builds herself up in front of her. That, please.
She reaches through the light barrier and grabs your hands. Lumino, please.
Her eyes are like a mixture of hatred and sadness. I can never trust you again.
Of course you can. It's a whole new world from here on out. Darkness is gone.
Can I trust you? If any word you say, just comes from his mouth. The action you take is just a string he pulls. You're not a person, you're a puppet.
We are all puppets of his. He has mastered us all. We get to live in his light.
You could have lived in mine. But you choose him.
I
Fuck off.
chose the right side. I chose the side of hope. The side that had a real chance of winning.
Chose to betray me.
No. I chose to save you. To give you a real opportunity to matter. You would have wasted away in there, meaning nothing. The darkness in there consumed all. If you're gonna turn your back on me, please don't turn your back on Lord Strahd. He can make you matter.
Once again,
Please. I beg you.
you put him above. You put him above everything else.
Of course, he matters more than everything else.
Can I love someone who loves that someone else more than me?
That's not fair.
It is totally fair. Signed away your life to him, and you don't even questioning that.
I didn't sign anything away. I chose every step of the way.
If you really loved me, you would question those choices. Not.
Goodbye, Lumina.
She just turns around.
She turns and leaves.
After Scyld's left, I'd return.
Lumina would wait a bit until she's like far away and then completely break down.
I'd like kneel down next to Lumino. Trying to comfort her as she's crying.
Yeah, that would take a while.
Yeah, I know, but he's willing to sit there for as long as it takes.
Yeah,
Not saying anything, not trying to like
maybe cut back to the
give
others.
any false hope. He's just staying there with her.
I think
Elmaris.
Rudy has to go though. Right, Rudy?
Well, I'm already 28 minutes late, so that's
Oh, you had to
it's not a
go.
fully
Sorry, I didn't
Yeah,
actually
you said
realize that
3
there was
minutes,
a.
and then we.
I didn't think there was an actual like time deadline for it.
Yeah, I mean, by the time I get there, I mean, to be fair, I'm probably not feeling up to it anyway. I'll just have to send an email.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, by the time I get there, probably be around
Sorry, I was
2.
just a bit worried.
That's gonna be a fucking headache. Yeah, just cut to Nokui.
Alright.
He's gonna contemplate
Oh,
on
Mars?
his decisions apparently. Yes?
Strahd would have taken you all back to the courtyard,
Alright.
and he walks to the area where you saw Tatiana fall. And he just stands there looking out into the sunrise.
I look toward this.
Adias is almost trying to gather the will to strike Strahd down with the blade.
Well, Mars is almost curious to see if he will. As he gazes down at this, then at Strahd, and then at the sunset. Sorry, the sunrise, right?
Yep. It's about 7 a.m. in the morning.
And this is why my eyes went dark.
Ah, you speak of what you saw. You could not look
Yes.
further into a future that no longer existed.
I was so very scared of the inevitable.
It is not the inevitable that we should fear. It is what could be changed that we should fear.
I wish you had told me. I would have loved to see to have the rest of my siblings with me. But I understand.
If I had have spoken a word of what my plan was, had given enough information to any one person, the powers, they could have stopped me. They could have ended all of this.
I see.
I have been trying to do this for millennia. Stopped and failed over and over. This is the only way I could think to make this work.
He looks toward this.
Odys is gritting his teeth. Blood is leaking
Mars
from his eye
reaches a bit.
sockets.
Mars reaches a bit toward the desk and then stops.
For what it is worth, my children, you two are my favorites. And if you desire siblings, then we can bring about their creation.
Well, Mars sighs. I miss Anima.
In time you will come to let that go.
I suppose so.
For
Is
what it
Barovia
is
now-
worth, the people of Barovia in this cycle are made up of parts of all of the people who were there at the end of the last cycle. Some people here would share part of Anima's essence, her very being.
Is it possible to reconstruct her?
Possible, maybe, but worth the effort, no.
What did I ever do to
Looks-
you, Lily? Just
It-
wondering, what did I ever do to...
It would be centuries
What?
of effort for little to no gain, and that is if the host of such a essence is not destroyed from old age.
I'll look toward this to see if this brings any light into his eyes.
He started sobbing.
I'll put a hand on his shoulder.
You see something oh so familiar.
Um,
He has a broken will.
Being there, buddy.
I thought I would feel sad for him.
All of Strahd's children are like really tragic and deserve our pity, honestly. They did not deserve what came to them.
No, doesn't excuse what they've done afterwards, but... They
They
do
were
deserve
all
pity
broken
for
by
what
this
they went
guy,
through.
like, thoroughly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like, they're all broken victims, and to be honest, maybe getting erased from existence is a better fate than continuing to have to put up with this guy.
Honestly, you might not even be wrong. considering the way he treated Anima before.
Ilmaris,
Yes?
I believe it is time to close the last aspect of the loop.
And that is?
You spoke of seeing a younger me.
Of course. He reaches into his eye and tears out the eye.
Yes. Eternal Mangekyou Sharingan shall be mine.
He turns and looks at you, and you can see the eye in his socket begin to retract and pull apart, leaving the socket empty.
I will expect this back. Father.
He takes the
He
eyeball
suffered too much.
and begins placing it up to the socket. The tendril that actually connects to the eye reaches out of his eye, touches it, and then intertwines itself as it gets sucked into the eye socket. He blinks twice, adjusting to it. So this is how you see the world. I have always been curious.
Yes. I will expect it back. But the loop must be closed.
Yes, it must. He vanishes, appearing half a second later. That was
Is it done?
enlightening. You can see a drop of blood dripping from his fingernail. It is done.
He killed himself?
He pierced my eye to give me the eye. Listen,
Ah,
this is like 5-time loops in a row, okay? I look to him expectantly.
I presume you want the eye returned to you. You see the eye basically retract down, like he closes his eye and he opens his hand and the eye is now in, like just resting in his palm. Yeah,
I
you
take
go,
it.
my son.
I can plop it back, I guess. This really is Naruto, huh?
You don't have
Yep.
the ability to reattach it.
Help.
He is a foundling. He has
Okay,
full control
I
over
will-
his biology. You, on the other hand, are going to require a
Yes.
surgeon.
Fair enough. I'll just...
this isn't
Put it
Naruto. Where you can just plop in eyes.
I guess I'm going to need a surgeon now.
Oh, I remember Rudy was pretty good with medicine. Maybe he.
I do want to go see Rudy, but... Boss, do you know of a surgeon?
Well, I am capable.
Sure.
Oh no.
If this guy wanted to kill me, he could have killed me already. If he wanted to keep the eye, he
Yes.
would have kept the eye already.
But there's still the future.
Whatever.
Like, I don't know, putting in some magic that makes you die if you go against him or something.
Frankly, I think it is for a bit.
I don't think so.
Before we do that, though, he kind of bandages his empty eye socket a bit. Put in the little eye in a little glass vial. What now? The Lord Strad Vanzerovich, if this time has no children, I presume.
I do not. Other than you two, of course.
And yet, the people do not know that. What do you plan for us?
He looks out into the sun, basically into the horizon. I was once an incredible capable conqueror. I conquered this entire region, this entire nation. I now have eternity in a living vessel. The world shall be ours, and Tatiana shall pay.
Hey, I think you guys should have joined us. Fucking over Tara would have been right up your alley.
Yeah, but conquering the whole world isn't like a good thing.
No.
Yeah, but it's fucking over Tara.
I think you're focusing on the wrong thing here.
What's Silmar gonna do about it? Say no, you're not going to do that. Here, fear my level 7 power. Pokes.
You know, maybe don't actively help him would be a
Yeah,
nice
there are two more things than these two options.
Listen, he's done what he had to do to close the time loop. What is he gonna do from the future is up to question. Really depends on the next interaction.
Yeah, but you could choose not to help him more.
Bye?
Doing something else.
Like?
I don't know. But only because there's no different option right now doesn't mean you have to go for the wrong thing.
I'm not going for anything at the moment. I'm just asking what he has planned for us. The only thing I want to go for at the moment is a surgeon.
You see someone running out.
Who is he? Who is it?
Sorry, give me a second. There we go. You've never actually, no, you have seen this person. It is Sergei,
Is it Sergei?
Strahd's brother.
Well, he looks considerably older than you do.
Brother! Brother! Fucking accents. Brother! What is going on? You look like you did decades ago. Strahd just turns and smiles and Sergei stumbles back. It is time for you to remember, my brother. Strahd approaches him, and he holds out what appears to be a blue spirit. Remember and forgive.
I really thought he was just gonna kill Sergei again.
Same.
Yeah.
Your
The
vibes
powers.
are atrocious, my brother.
Okay.
You feel the vibe check, my brother. Stabs.
Well, you see, my brother, I promised I would return you to life and break the cycle, but I did not promise I would not break your neck.
It's worse than that. As the blue light flickers over to him, it's almost like Sergei starts having a seizure. He's screaming out in pain. In eternity will remember, bit by bit.
And now you're seeing what happens if you help Strahd.
What did you do to him?
I granted him what I promised him.
That is?
His memory's back.
Yet he does not seem to remember. Not as you did.
It will take him quite some time to become accustomed to this. He is experiencing millennia worth of deaths, cycles. He is being cut down by me over and over and over again. And then sitting in the afterlife without purpose. It is enough to drive anyone mad.
Not me, because I'm built better than him, and I'm the real victim.
And how long will he be sane again?
I give it months, if not years, if he can recover himself at all.
Let's hope he can.
It is the challenge he brought on himself, and I warned him against it. But my brother has never been as intelligent as I.
Do we still have servants?
Of course, they are just more of the living kind.
Then have them take this poor man to a place where he can squirm without being on the ground.
My poor brother. This day has never been his day.
Honestly, this was kind of funny.
It was.
I mean, not really. It's kind of tragic and fucked up.
Yeah, but the
But
way
in
he
a funny
said
kind of
it,
way.
funny.
Strahd
He
can't.
says it like
really.
it's his birthday, not like he's going to be murdered forever in millennia saga. Just said it like, oh my poor brother, he had a really shitty birthday. I think it's the contrast between the horrid, terrible fucking situation and the way he just said it like it's a child's birthday party that makes it amusing.
He conjures a solid illusion, and the solid illusion goes over, picks up Sergei, and begins to take him upstairs.
Fair enough. I would like to see my sister and do this. Then we may talk.
Strahd sighs. Very well, I will take us there.
Thank you.
Remember, I am not as powerful as I was mere hours ago. I have finite limits on my magic in comparison to then. He snaps his
understand.
fingers, and you both find yourselves there.
Alright. Omar looks at them. He waltzes up to somewhat close to you guys.
I mean, it's only been like a couple minutes. Like, how long were they doing their thing? Because
I think it was like 10 or so minutes, right?
Maybe half an hour,
Half
so
an hour.
50 minutes.
okay.
Yeah, Lumino is just sitting on the ground and not
Yeah.
looking in the direction where you came from, so she hasn't noticed you yet.
Lumina,
What?
can you stand? I'd like to talk to my sister. I'm assuming this is not here, by the way, James.
Adias is not. Only Strahd, yourself, and
Yeah.
them.
She like stands up shaking.
He looks at you with an empty, bleeding eye socket.
She turns around, notices your eye. Hasn't been a good day for both of us.
No. I hear your friend betrayed you.
Yes, my friend betrayed me.
He pauses at the the way you said friend. Well, yeah, yes, what I said. Completely clueless.
I thought I didn't get social cues.
What? Am I missing something?
No,
What? I would like to tell you that I did not foresee that in any of my visions.
okay.
I'm sorry. I did not know.
So what is he doing here?
Does she mean Strahd?
Yes.
Strahd is
He
currently
gives you a bit of
drawing
a
up a
deadpan.
chair with his index finger. And after he finishes, the chair materializes and he sits on it.
Mars gives you a somewhat bewildered look. Well, he's the guy with the teleporting.
Are you now also loyal to him?
He tilts his head. Is that what this is about?
Giving me false hope for the whole time, just to let me down in the end.
I have never been anything but honest with you.
You might hear from how she says all these things that this might not be completely about you.
Yeah, but yeah, he's a bit too clueless for that.
Okay.
I think it's gonna take him like a few years to wake up one day in the dead of night and go, oh my god, they were dating.
As long as you don't sit on some stairs and just think we were roommates.
I have never lied to you.
So what are you doing now?
I do not know.
I look around. Is the light still with the mansion?
Yeah, so the mansion looks quite different.
What do you mean quite different?
It's probably a different dimension.
It looks more lively. The wood, it looks new, like it hasn't been replaced a dozen times and rotted. The mansion looks slightly smaller. There are side houses to it, there's
Sure.
fields that have been farmed.
Hmm. If you want, you could stay here for a bit.
I just wanted to see you. I have missed you these past 52 years.
I've missed you too.
Apologies if I was not very talkative during our last meeting. The awakening of my full abilities led me to see things that I could not deal with, and my spirit was crushed.
You
It
talk
was
like
only
this
when
was
I
in the
unlocked
past.
It was only when I unlocked the full scope of my vision that I could recover myself. My
Do I
eyes
see
are
the
now
eye in
open.
Strahd?
No, the eye's not with him anymore.
Shard's
I'm
got
just
both
wondering,
of his
like, would
eyes.
I know what? I'm just wondering if I would know what the Eye of the Sage is with Kima memories.
Kimo had heard about it, but you've never seen what it looked like.
But like, do I know anything about his abilities, or could make the assumption?
Kimo hadn't heard about any of the abilities.
Okay.
How are you feeling? Well, bad, I presume, but I am happy that there is a future for us now.
I don't know what his future is.
I don't know either, but you must understand, from the second I was captured, and I gained the gift of prophecy, I saw nothing but horrible prophecies and death, futures that pit us against one another. Failures and deaths and thrones, castles bathed in blood, shadows encroaching kingdoms, and then a darkness so pervasive that I could barely fathom it. For a while I thought it was hopeless to have ever hoped for something else. Your ascension as divinity made me fear that we were fated to be against one another once again. That everything I had ever sacrificed to escape that horrid prophecy was for nothing. And yet we are both here, alive. I am sorry for the pain it caused you, and for the pain it caused me. But this alone proves that there is a future beyond that which prophecy saw. And for that I am most grateful. Though I am not the boy one I once was. None of us are. He looks at you, Rudius.
He seems to be thinking about something at the moment. Not
Isn't that
fully
right,
paying
Kima?
attention.
And he smiles as he says your old name.
It kind of snaps him out of what he was thinking about. Your seer abilities have truly become profound, then.
I have seen my own past, though not as personally as you seem to have reclaimed yours.
It was an experience, to say the least.
My, and here I thought we had been friends. I even introduced you to my teacher. Ah, well. Because that is the wheel of time.
What do you mean by that?
Come now. Are you really telling me all it takes for you to not recognize your old friend Quinn is a brand new hair color?
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have He would he have... Do you think he could have made that connection, James?
I don't think he's really had the opportunity to put that together yet. There's just been so much
Okay, then
happening.
I'm gonna roll. Okay, I'm just gonna roll with that then. He chuckles at that. Yeah, if that really is the case, then it makes the whole thing that you had going on with Chi-Chi much more amusing.
He pauses. What? No. No way. Oh my god.
I've been looking forward to this
You didn't
moment.
make that connection.
Strahd seems incredibly amused.
And it
Oh, the
seems you did not
bastard.
make and it seems you did not make that connection either, Quinn.
I did not think... Well, apologies, I've only really spent much time delving into my past the past few months. Trancing to
Oh,
watch things as they happened.
Well, I've not
Lumino
really had
just
much
looks.
time. I've not had
Lumino
that
just
much
looks
time.
like. Oh,
Oh, sorry,
Go
guys.
on, Lumino.
Lumino just looks like a person at a party where everyone laughs about an insider she doesn't know.
Yeah.
I've, in fairness, not had too much time to process it myself.
Yes, but you seem to have lived the experiences yourself. I can merely witness them.
For
Though,
better and for worse, one could say.
yes, I suppose that.
Getting about 35 years of memory shoved in your brain isn't the most pleasant experience.
Oh my god, you're an old man now.
Well, not old.
Not quite young
Still.
either.
Yeah, for my species, I'm still an infant, but I suppose by human standards, I would be. If you're going by the medium, I'd be around 25 if you're taking the average of the two of them together.
Fair enough.
I believe it should be calculated cumulatively.
Let me know, I'll explain to you in a second.
Yeah, and a lot has happened.
Though I will
Nokri,
say, yes?
will you stay with me for a while?
He's about to say yes, and then you see him pause. Would you mind if I returned in a bit instead?
Okay.
He kneels down to you and says, I truly do not mean to abandon you, but I seem to need a surgeon. Plus, I admit it requires some time
Numino
to...
looks at you. I can make clerics.
No, it's a different sort of issue, and I admit I need some time to process things myself. It has been a while since I've not had to act like I did.
Just
I'll be back.
don't take too
Rudy,
much time.
Yes?
will you be staying?
I won't be leaving
For now, at
Lumino,
least?
though for now, yes. I will at some
Good.
point need to leave to find Chi-Chi.
Perhaps she will find her way to us herself.
I hope so.
I'm looking forward to our reckoning. I believe she owes me a few duels.
Watch yourself.
What?
You know.
He blinks, clearly not knowing. She's my rival.
Yes, I know, and I'm saying for you to be careful not to take this whole duel thing too far.
I'm not gonna kill my rival.
You better not.
Your mother would be furious.
No, my mother would be the least of your problems.
I don't believe you.
Oh.
With my sight, I have met Strad Vanzerovich himself. I've met everyone that we've once met, though briefly. I've spoken to Alice. Watched myself speak to Alice, and yet your mother is the one that scares me the most.
For good reason.
He chuckles, and then he turns to walk away, and as he does, the more light-hearted expression that he was wearing just kind of melts off his face, replaced by the icy cold look he wore before, as he approaches Strahd.
I'm looking forward to having a more in-depth chat at a later time.
Very
There's
well.
a lot to talk about.
There is indeed. James, I'm gonna leave with Strahd.
Strahd doesn't seem quite done here.
Oh? Oh, look to him, confusedly. Are we not going?
Not quite yet.
Lifts an eyebrow. Very well.
Something is not quite right.
In what regard?
Deception is amiss.
Deception, you say?
Yes.
Of what kind?
He looks you in the eyes.
Ice?
I. The most personal kind.
Should I be worried?
Yes.
He looks around. I would really have liked to have both eyes for this.
I imagine you would.
I looked to Strahd. Does he seem to be getting ready to be hostile?
Strahd seems slightly annoyed.
At who?
At Elmaris.
Yes, with Target.
Ah.
What is it that I have done to you?
You've done nothing to me.
Then what is it that annoys you?
We will speak of it when we are alone.
Very well.
But no, I saw what you have done today, and I am not impressed.
Very well.
He stands up.
Yep.
He approaches and enters the light.
Damn.
Yeah.
Are you still on the
Figured.
ground, Lumino, or are you standing up?
She stands.
He holds out his hand to you.
She looks at it.
You have lost quite a bit today. More than anyone should dare to lose. I am so sorry for your loss. For the heartache that you must now endure. If you believe there is anything I may do, tell me now and I will do it.
You have a reason for anything that has happened.
Yes, I am.
You've played with me, my feelings, my brother, and everyone I cared.
Yes, I have.
I have nothing more to say to you.
I find that difficult to believe.
Wait, what did you say? What did you say?
I find
I
that
find it difficult to believe.
You are trapped here. In my domain. We will be seeing much of each other.
In your domain?
Yes.
Ours was your domain.
How is it not my domain?
Prove it.
You do not want me to prove it. It would prove fatal.
You're telling me it's your domain.
I'm telling
Everyone
you,
else
this is
tells me it's
Barovia.
mine.
This is my domain. If you speak of this little divine pocket of divinity, that is yours, but it is within my domain.
What you meant this little pocket.
No. But you must understand, you are a subject of Barovia. You, like any other subject of Barovia, are mine.
And now?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
And now?
And now?
Yeah.
And now what?
Honestly, I don't know.
Luminum Pomora. I believe in your light. I have faith in you. You see that the circle increases very slightly? And now you can step 3.
I tried to step out.
As you reach through, you see your avatar form, your aspect form forming. I have restored the minimum faith required.
So it was never about a specific person. It's only about how many.
A specific person is more powerful and thus contributes more, but it is not a matter of who, but how much. You are correct in this regard.
What do you want from me?
I want
She
you
may
to
say something?
decide if you will be a subject of Barovia or if you will leave. I have danced this dance with the Morning Lords before. You are your own person, but you are trouble if you set your sights against me. I do not wish to waste my time fighting a fight from within. I have given you no true reason to fight me. You may take offense at the actions that I have taken, but that is personal offense, not physical harm. You can get over that. But if I was to kill Rudius, or for his death to be attributed to me, that would be problematic, would it not?
This is really ironic.
Yeah.
Now, so
What
all
do
the
you mean by
Zarovic's
that?
either want to kill me or bang me.
He's not threatening to kill you. He's just using this as an example.
Oh no, I just wanted to take this opportunity to make that joke.
Fair enough.
Valid.
Well, if he's not trying to kill you, I guess that only leaves one option.
Don't know.
Run.
No, he's not a vampire anymore. He's not attracted to me.
Ah, true. You're fine.
That means he wants to kill you. That's only
You're
those two
safe.
options.
The only time any NPCs been romantically interested in any of my characters have been when they're vampires.
That's not true. You've just shot all of the non-vampire ones down.
I've shot only
Yes.
one vampire one down.
And there was Lady Deus.
That was the...
And
yeah,
the Dream
I was
Queen.
counting her. That was a
True.
business
And Fuma.
transaction. That wasn't... I didn't shoot Fuma down.
Okay, that's fair.
I married Fuma.
Okay.
Because I actually got to know her instead of it just being like, oh, I want to marry you. And if you don't do it, then I'm going to do a bunch of shit to your family. That's not a romantic relationship. That's a threat.
He's got a point.
In fairness, marriage is just a threat.
And that's why you'll never get married.
Lumino just stands there looking at him. Have you said everything you wanted to say?
I do not have my answer yet.
I want to know if I might become a threat to you.
Statistically, you're going to become a threat to me regardless, given enough time. I want to know if I need to send you away now, or if I'm going to have to send you away later.
I can't answer that for you.
But Lumino, you are the only one who can answer that for me. The question is, are you lying to yourself, or not?
Question is, are you afraid?
One must not fear the inevitable. One must only fear what they can control. I am afraid, yes. For your sake, not mine. But I will tell you now, if you tell me you plan to move against me right now, I will not kill you here. You have played your part well. I will have you sent away, along with your friend here. And of course,
Right
Gigi
now-
will be supplied and you will be sent off to go find somewhere else to be problematic.
Right now, the only thing I can tell you is that I have no plans at all.
So then will you consider yourself a citizen of Barovia under my domain?
I consider myself a morning lady.
You have a day to decide. I will return tomorrow at sunrise. Come now, Almaris. He walks out of the circle.
I'll leave with him.
He's going to teleport you both. And there goes his
Is
last
he okay with
teleport slot.
teleporting all this time?
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask him, by the way.
it's just a nuisance
Oh,
for
boo.
him.
It's in character.
I feel so
Yeah, but I'm
sorry
asking
for
this
him.
in character.
It is not
If he's okay with all
problematic,
this
it is inconvenient. A waste of
I
magic.
apologize then.
Do not apologize. Just mean be more efficient with your visits.
Very well.
I am forgiving today as this is my rebirth. In future it will be much harsher.
I do not plan to bother you more than it's necessary.
That is
I
not
am
what I
merely a bit
said.
off my game. I see. Understood.
Good. Strahd heads into the castle and comes out wearing new clothes.
I will wait for him. I believe he wanted to speak to me before we went to the surgeon, right?
Yes.
Yep. Well, Mars is kind of sitting there, clutching his head a bit.
Elmaris.
Yes.
Family is not something to be trifled with. The bonds, they are stronger than you can imagine.
I am quite aware of that.
It is the lesson I instilled in each of my children when I was handling their education.
If you speak of my dealings with Lumina,
I will not tell you how to interact with them. I am only seeking to educate you on the repercussions of such actions.
may I have a moment to explain myself before?
Of course.
In the house, in the castle, when she visited, as I told you before, she claimed me as her brother.
I am aware.
You remember that? The boy who she knew as Noqui is dead. Only I remain. It would be wonderful to say that he died merely by rebirth, but that would not be quite the truth. He looks down to his hand. The one with the lightning crackles.
I see. Seal of promise.
Promise that she broke.
I told you of my youth with Tatiana.
No.
Hello? Oh,
Yes?
Hello?
he's on my end.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, I couldn't hear.
When I was but a young man, I met her for the first time.
Mm.
This was before we had conquered Barovia.
He's listening.
She was infatuating. She had my heart from the first moment. Unfortunately, I had to go away for quite some time, but our promise to each other They were meant to be absolute. By the time I returned, having conquered Barovia, and was time to bring my family to the new castle, it had been 20 years. "20 years in service to my family. 20 years in service to my people. 20 years in service to her." Yet, he looks at the castle. When I found her again, she was promised to my brother. Betrayal of the heart is not something easily forgiven.
I am quite aware. He flexes his hand a bit.
I dare say it's not something to ever be forgiven. At the time, I was only going to have one life to live. A human lives
Now you have
for
many.
80 years. I'd spent a quarter of that in service to her, only to be betrayed by her and my brother. My youth spent. And even now, while I wear this body in its youthful appearance, I feel the age of my soul. I feel the lifetimes I have lived.
That must be an inconceivable amount of time.
Yes. I say all this to tell you, it is good that Norqui died that day. Because had he not, they all would have.
There's no response of fear or, like, anxiousness about this because in his head that is kind of fact already. Just a soft sigh, a bit forlorn, almost nostalgic.
Do you agree?
Yes. It's good. I do not think he would have survived as I have.
Now, what do you want to do about Lumino?
She claimed herself as my sister, at the cost of her life. But I am not the one she called brother in their youth.
You deceive them with their words.
I seek not to deceive. I told her head on. The person I was then is gone. No amount of reminiscing will bring a dead boy back to life. Much as they will not mend this, and he looks at the hand again. I spent a great amount of time looking at the past, seeking to understand myself. Everyone I have been, the person I am, and whomever I shall become.
He leads you around as you're talking to the courtyard area. Sorry, to the front courtyard. And you can see the tree that was planted in the previous version of events.
Yep, still there?
Yep.
Interesting.
Did I see the tree when I was there?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I do not know if... He pauses a bit, thinking about his words. He is not family to us, but you claim me as her brother. If she is capable of doing so and understanding that the person I was then is dead, then I owe her a certain sense of duty. I do not wish her any harm.
I do not either. She has suffered a lot from my return. I am sad that
Yes.
she has had to suffer so much.
She suffered more than she'd ever deserved.
Yes.
It pains me to witness. Her friend's
Unfortunately,
betrayal hurt her deeply.
3 paths lie before her. She can remain and attempt to betray me in the future. She can leave and attempt to betray me in the future. Or I suppose there's 4. She can stay and become part of the land. Or she can leave to never return.
I do not know her as I once did. I cannot tell what she will and won't decide.
I will be preparing for all 4 outcomes. A castle will be built to guard the light.
Though I will say,
If she decides to leave, it will be warded so that no one can enter and no one from the inside can ever escape.
that
If-
way she will be trapped when she leaves, when she dies outside.
Unfortunately so. She would have one way out though, the destruction of self. A final death to end her indefinite suffering.
He sighs forlornly again.
The only way to her eternal future is for her to join me. All other paths are finite for her. I do not know if she will come to this realization before it costs her everything.
I do not wish to get my hopes up. I did so once with Rudius.
Hope is a powerful thing. Through hope we will the future into being.
And yet faith in others who might not have the same faith in you does nothing but hurt you.
This is true. You saw the potential of Rudius.
Yes,
He is rough around the edges, but a fine magus.
and a fine friend.
He is
Once upon
further
a time.
along than I would have been at his age. He could lead many a battles in this region.
Yes, and I wish to have him upon my side. I tried everything to convince him to see that. He chose death instead.
I leave convincing them to you then.
Sorry? Say it again?
I leave convincing them to you then.
That is not a good choice. I have failed twice before with those two.
Then you will not fail again.
There's some time. He pauses. I wish I saw a path forward for the three of us together and within Barovia.
It is no longer simply Barovia. Soon this world will be mine.
They will try to stop you.
Then they will die.
I do not wish that for them. But I am...
Then you had better find a way for them not to die.
powerless to stop them, though I will try.
I do not want to kill those who worked as part of my plan. I do not want to, but I will if I must.
I am quite familiar with that.
Good.
Any news of Chi-Chi?
Not yet. I will send out word. It is only a matter of time before she shows up.
I hope that is the case. He sighs. I suppose our treasury is gone, then.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Our treasury.
Not entirely. I was much accomplished in the time before my undeath.
There was an orb there. This took me to it.
Which orb?
It showed you your darkest self.
Ah. The orb of lost hope.
Yes.
It remains. I tore
Good.
that from a temple in my youth.
Good. There were only 2 items there that I had interest in anyway. That, and the Void Dragon. Though that was mostly curiosity. So the orb was a way for me to steal my nerves in times of need. Would you mind if I consulted that in the future?
You may if you see fit.
Thank you. I am yet young, Father. As I grow, I see that there are many things I've yet to learn.
If only you had an eternity to learn.
I'm assuming he says it a bit sarcastically?
Yes.
Yes. I will have the time to learn, but momentary decisions do not wait for that time, do they?
No, they do not.
Let us see how aggressive.
Alright. So,
Does he do the surgeon thing? Does he take me to the surgeon or whatever?
he's going to organize for it. It will be in a couple days' time.
Sure.
Right. Lumino and Rudius.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are you two doing until the next morning?
So no one comes by.
Well, Mars would probably just drop down to see you guys and to tell you guys that he was going to see you in the morning, and then leave.
Not at that distance.
Oh, then no.
There is a person who currently lives in the what is it called? In the manor, but they've been asked to leave you alone, though the children from the windows have been staring at you.
Alright, here's the question I've been wanting to ask. Does my truest self come with clothes?
Yes.
Okay, good. That was gonna be real awkward.
I'm going to admit I had not considered the fact that he could have been just naked this whole time, and that image is hilarious.
Hmm.
Does Lumino say anything after Noqui and Von Zarav bitch leave?
So bitch.
So, bitch, let's
Nice.
go.
She's just standing there for a moment.
He'll
And
approach.
turns around to you. So, what have you been up to all this time?
It's not too much of a pleasant story, but it's been a lot. When I arrived in Barovia, I arrived with
I'll be right back.
at the time my wizard teacher.
I'll be right back as well.
He would
Mm.
he was slain immediately by I believe her name was Anima Vonzvarovich, the sister.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Uh, I'm I'm so sorry for everything you've been through, Lumino.
How's everyone else doing outside?
When I left, they were fine. I tried to come with your father to here, but my wizard teacher intercepted us and whisked me away before he had a chance to come with me. Probably for the best, all things considered, but your father is alive, as far as I know, and safe.
So you got cut out?
Oh, what did you last hear me say?
Uh, he is alive, I think.
Yeah, he is alive, and as far as I know, he is safe.
I am back.
He
Don't
was...
think he would be a big help in this moment anyway.
No. This is one hell of a situation we found ourselves in.
He just like tries to make a few steps towards you, but just shakes heavily.
I'll approach and put my hand on your like try and like slowly reach out, not trying to frighten or scare you.
She just falls towards you.
I hug Lumino.
I don't know what to do.
It's all right not to know. Often, a lot of the times when we make decisions, we don't truly know how they'll pan out. Especially in the kind of situation we find ourselves in. But you've got me and you've got Chi-Chi.
Don't know if I got her.
What makes you say that?
Left me on the floor.
Did she give a reason?
I think she wasn't too happy with the decision I made. Decision I immediately regretted.
I know that feeling all too well. It's
I wasn't able to tell her.
well, we'll find her and we'll set things right together. It's all too easy to be hard on yourselves for the decisions you make, especially when you're thrust in the kind of position that it seems you were, given that responsibility, that task to be that person and beacon of hope, only for an incredible darkness to come in and shatter it.
I was happy, even if it was hard sometimes. Thought I was doing a good thing.
You were. Because what
Normal.
life's all about, really, is it's about chasing those glimmers of light. It's about fighting for just one more moment to have the chance to be with the people you care about, to do what makes you happy. That's why, no matter how many times Barovia reset, there was always people that tried to stand up against Strahd, even if they and his family, even if they failed or were part of their game. There are always people that are willing to try and fight for what they believe in, and that dream, that hope, that's not a mistake. And I spent far too long thinking it was.
So can I believe in anymore? Everything about me was orchestrated. Everyone around me was put there just so this could happen.
And that ideal was real, even if it was orchestrated. That ideal, that hope is real, and that ideal and that hope mattered. Regardless of how it was constructed, it mattered. You mattered. They mattered. It
So
doesn't always
now,
end. Now it's up to you. What you do next is up to you. It's your life. But living without hope or without desire or love, it's no way to live. That's how you end up becoming one of them. You abandon it because it's hurt you, because it's wronged you, because it's failed you in the past, and you let that abandonment, that anger, that regret consume you and turn you into something that you never really wanted to be. I'm not saying for
Give
you
me a
to
second.
ignore. Okay.
I want to pop in so badly to go. Please don't take this as an encouragement to go back with your ex.
That was not going to be the pitch. Don't worry. And, I really think you should give Sylvan a second chance.
Ooh.
Doesn't say that.
Thank God.
Yeah, you wanted to say something?
Well, you kind of. Let me see. What did I say last?
Yeah, sorry.
It's up to you now. Fuck. But that's the truth of the matter. That it's up to you how things go out from here. I'm not saying not to grieve, not to be sad over the tragedies that have befelled you. It's far worse than anyone should ever have to deal with. But don't let that tragedy, that loss, that heartache, don't let it consume everything.
Don't know what I can do now. I had a way and it got taken in a matter of minutes. I need some time.
No, I'll be here.
Thanks.
Can't promise my nuggets of wisdom will be all that useful to you, to be honest, but I'm here to listen. I'm gonna put these big ears to use somehow.
Yeah. I will return in a bit. She steps out of the light cone and just moves towards the forest.
All right.
When Lumino leaves, still not fully decided on what he wants to do or who he even is at this point. Although
Yeah, because
all
I
the
have to mention it. When she
uh,
leaves, she's completely naked.
he looks away immediately. If you're gonna go, you might want to takes off jacket, throws it to you.
No, she's just gone.
Ah. Well, as soon
I
as he
think
saw
before.
you,
Yeah.
immediately turned away. But as once Lumino left, he just kind of looks down at his hand. He doesn't fully know who he is at this point. Still got all those memories that he's not fully been able to sort out at this stage. knowing that in some form in part he is responsible for Strahd being completely free now and all the damage that's going to do to the world. Takes a deep sigh and just does his best to process it himself as he sits there in the light.
Alright. Then if you'd all like, that's where we can end the session for this week.
Yeah.
A bit early, but sure.
Alright.